제가 진행할 게임은 Before Your Eyes라는 이제 스팀 게임이고요. 얘 같은 경우는 웹캠 같은 걸로 사람의 눈을 인식을 해서 조금 독특한 방식을 사용하는 게임이에요. 제가 지금 눈 인식은 해놨고 이대로 진행을 해보도록 하겠습니다.
Well, hello there, stranger. Whew. You're a real bright and shiny one, aren't you? I ask you for your name, but sadly you got no mouth to speak with, or hands to shake with, or nose to look down with. So we're gonna have to find another way. See, what you'll find is, even though you're no longer in your body's still inside of you. If that makes any sense. So, if you understand what I'm saying, blink over my hand here. Ooh, well, look at that. You're a blinking genius. I knew you were special. You see all them poor souls down there, lost in the waves? I didn't choose any of them. I chose you. See, I just sometimes get a sort of a hunch, or what's a better word? Notion? Better word than that. Premonition. A premonition when a soul's worth pulling up. Now you see that tower out there? Big, scary one? That's where I'm taking you. To see the gatekeeper, to be judged. I'm gonna present your case, tell her the whole story of your entire life, from proud to stern. If she's impressed,
벌써 눈 계속 깜빡이게
you
돼.
pay the Bitcoin, and you get yourself a spot in her magnificent city. If she ain't, well, I eat seagull for dinner again, and you, well. We don't have to worry about that because I am the best orator you'll find on these sickly waters. Class A storyteller, believe you me. Oh, shut up, you trash birds. You had your chances. It wasn't my fault you were no good. Lay about.
이 갈매기들이 걘가봐. 요 물에 떠있던 영혼들이야. 저 탑에서 약간 죽은 영혼들의 심판을 받는데요.
So sure, maybe I'm not the most verbose storyteller out there, but I know how to spin a yarn if I'm given something to work with. And that's where you come in. Your life. You're gonna show it to me. I want to see exactly what made you so absolutely great. So just think back to the very beginning, the first thing that you can remember. I'm gonna send you there. But understand, no matter
최대한
how
안
much
깜빡이
you like
볼게.
it, you're not gonna be able to stay, all right?
나 눈싸움 잘 못하는데.
Every time you blink, you're going to jump forward in time. Could be a second, could be 5 years. That's just how this thing works. Alrighty then. I hope he's ready for this. Now, the next time that you blink, I'm gonna send you back. Don't be a
미안, 말 끊었다.
Try to enjoy it this time. Look at that. There's your little hand.
so cute.
Oh, you want to play along with mommy, don't you? No, it's not derivative. At least I didn't think it was. Do you think you could tell the other members of the selection committee what I just told you? Right. No, I'm sorry. See? That used to be my piano. My dad gave it to me. He loved music. Fled his home country just to have a chance to pursue it.
엄마가 피아니스트인가 봐.
God, he made me practice so much. I hated it at first.
Okay, Benny. Are you ready to see something really special?
이름이
I just
베닝인가
don't want
봐요.
him to get
제 이름이.
attached. Richard,
What?
that's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
고양이다.
What's wrong with that?
We can't keep him. can we? I mean,
아, 그새 깜빡했나봐요.
She was in grad school studying composition. I never met anyone like her. I just prayed to God I could somehow keep up. I think she liked that I was a professor. Gave me a certain
아빠는 교수네.
gravitas in her eyes, you know.
엄마는 대학원생이었고.
Very quickly lost. God, she dragged me to so many places. It was wonderful. Where would you want to go if you could only go to one? Well, just remember to put on sunscreen. Man, I gave you some unfortunate genes, didn't I?
아, 또 깜빡했어.
wait, that's my piece. How did you figure out how to play that? Richard, are you hearing this?
What?
He's playing my piece. He must have figured it out by ear.
눈 깜빡했다.
They will
고양이
literally
많이
be on your
컸네.
desk
몇 년
again.
지났나봐. 잠깐 눈 깜빡한 사이에. 방금 아기 고양이였는데. 그림 실력이 늘었네. 아이도 상상한 것 같아요.
This is called a metronome. We use it to measure time so we don't get lost in the music. I want you to start using it before Grandpa comes to visit. You know, my father once told me, when I was about your age, the only way to fight against time is to create a work of genius, which might live on after you're gone. So I asked him, what about your children? Thinking, you know, I might be a work of genius just as I was. He said, yes, I suppose, if you made a work of genius. I haven't seen him in over 10 years. Can you believe that? I wonder if he'll even recognize me.
아무도 안 받아?
You really need to stay in time with the metronome, okay? Subdivide the time. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E. You're off. You're off, Ben. You can't hear that?
혼났어. 박자 못 맞췄다고.
Ernie! Buddy!
Ernie!
Ernie!
Ernie, we need you!
God, Elle, what if you got eaten by a coyote?
Uh-huh. And that was big. I'm still not understanding how you let this happen.
I don't know.
뭔가 되게 훅훅 지나간다.
I know, it seems impossible that you could ever play something so complex, but just take it one day at a time. Trust me.
It's not my house.
Right, it's my house.
Fall back, you fool.
같은 또래의 친구인 것
I'll
같아.
have your heads. I'll feed them to the cat.
I'll play inside.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Come over here.
여자인가 본데? 이름도
Yes,
클로에거든?
Mr. Camera Boy. I'm
때문에.
Why are you always out here taking photos? You know, if you really want to take a photo of something cool, you should take a photo of this.
Chloe!
Oh shoot, I think I gotta go. But try to take a photo of me running into my house. I'm pretty fast, so I don't think you'll be able to, but you can try. What the hell? How did he do that?
눈치려.
The class is world history. My name is Mr. Isaac. The class will be broken up into
Hey, you.
units. In each unit, we will study.
옆에서 부르거든요. 잠깐만.
Look on your desk. I wrote you something.
우리 같은 반이네. 이런 우연이. 학교에 있을 때 이걸 명심해. 우리 모르는 사이야. 나에게 말 걸지만 절대로.
I want
안녕?
each of you to
흘러해.
write it down. Chloe, tell me, what did the quote say?
Right, I definitely know this.
You were taking notes, weren't you, Chloe?
Oh, yes, of course. Come on, dude. Help me out.
Come on, Chloe. We're all waiting.
선택도 할 수 있어.
So, those who do not remember the past, repeat the past. That's right,
오.
right?
Indeed it is. Though I prefer you to answer without the help of your boyfriend next time.
뭐?
Oh, sure. We sit together in history class. I don't know what I'd do without old Benny.
우리 집에 와서 놀 때도 됐네.
Your dad just thanked me for hanging out with you? That's a very interesting detail.
내가 좀 찐따긴 해.
It's about an hour away in a town called Burton. I know the change can be scary, but I just want you to go in.
음악 학교인가
So what do you
봐요.
think, Benjamin? You think you could excel in that sort of an environment?
Sorry, he's very shy.
Oh, not to worry. If he's as
무섭게
gifted as
생겼어.
you say he is, shyness is no problem. Why don't you two come back closer to the end of the year for an audition? We'll get a few pieces that you can have him start learning. I'm eager to hear what your son is capable of.
Well, you can see that ugly fur ball under the scale?
Mr. Kid. Over here. Desk.
And yes, that's
Look at it.
the head of a
오늘 아빠가 잠든 후에 집에 몰래 나와서 해변에서 잘 거야. 너도 함께 하려면 변비 걸린 아이식 선생님
As you
드림비를 줘.
can see, any of the deceased who do not pass judgment. Sort of like me.
Ew. Why is he so scared looking?
Okay, I'll call you when I'm leaving my house.
Slightly worried about having him change schools just as he's starting to make friends.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the only reason she keeps coming here is to play that game you bought for him.
Okay, listen, I don't claim to understand the motives of children.
Richard, Benny has a chance here.
피아노 개
A
잘
real
치네.
chance to be really good at something. I mean,
이러니 엄마가 욕심내지.
but I don't think you actually really understand what that is.
Huh. No, I suppose you're right.
Oh, Richard, please.
You know, I'm really glad you're
예뻐.
here. There's something I've been meaning to talk to you about. Or to get off my chest. Okay. I don't think Kongsters is actually a really good game. My cousin Yoon, he was in town this weekend, and he was explaining how it's actually a ripoff of a really good Japanese game. He calls it a cash grab. So, I'm sorry that I made you like it because it's actually a terrible game. But I also think that if it was a really good game, maybe we wouldn't have enjoyed playing it as much. We would have been so focused on how good it was and not the feelings we had while we were playing it. Like, my favorite vegetable is the tomato, but Yoon thinks that they're the grossest ever. And You're probably the least popular boy in the school, but I also like hanging out with you the most. Which was also something I wanted to talk to
Stay
you about.
here. 일려나?
I like hanging out with you a lot, which is weird because after what happened with my mom, I never like hanging out with anyone.
Probably didn't sleep at all. Out in the cold all night. You're already feeling sick, aren't you? It's okay. You still got this. I mean, all the practice had to count for something. Maybe just try and close your eyes now and get a little sleep on the way over. I'm going to play the recording so the sound of mastery can seep into your subconscious a little, okay?
눈앞이 엄청 흐릿하네.
Close your eyes,
많이
Ben.
아픈가 봐.
I'm going to be there soon.
In your own time, Benjamin, we are very excited to hear. Oh, okay. I think that's enough.
조졌네 이거.
So, Benjamin, why don't we plan on having you come back next year again, once you've had a bit more time to practice? Yes? As you know, Burton isn't the right fit for every student, and I wish you the best of luck on your path, wherever it may take you, okay? All right.
엄마한테 뒤지게 혼나겠네 이거.
Maybe I pushed you too hard. Maybe I turned into my own father. I don't know. You have to find something to focus on. The world isn't very kind to people who aren't really good at something.
어릴 때 가지고 놀던 배다. 오, 잘 그리는데? 그림 그리는 게 더 좋은가 봐. 피아노보다.
And Mr. Benjamin Bryn has been awarded first place.
그림 학교에
You are not
들어왔어.
here to learn to be painters. You are here to learn to be artists. And although I've hired to teach you, it is a sham. There is no teaching art. So don't just sit there slack-jawed. Make art, you ponies! Oh.
선생님, 왜 이렇게 화가 나 있으세요? 했잖아요, 열심히.
There you go, Mr. Bryn. Feel each shape.
점점 기괴해질수록 좋아하는데?
I want you all to take a long look at what Mr. Bryn has done here.
You see, he has reached down deep within himself and created a masterpiece.
그러니까 약간 기괴한 걸 좋아하시는구나. 이 선생님 취향이구나.
I'm
오.
stunned. The ironic sincerity of this piece is so sincerely ironic.
He's flipped the discourse so thoroughly, I'm actually dizzy.
I know that lots of agents gave you lots of cards, and it all probably feels weird and alienating and the opposite of what being a starving artist is supposed to feel like. But if I can teach you one thing, it's that if opportunity knocks, you open the door. Making a living isn't selling out. I wish I had thought of it that way.
Don't worry. You're not selling your soul.
엄마 말 안 듣고 여기까지 왔는데 사인하자.
I've got a good feeling about you. We're going to make a lot of money together.
Hey, Ben. Don't even pick up this call, okay? I mean it. I'm just calling to inform you that I went to the doctor today, and well,
엄마 아파?
I'm gonna be a little sick for a while, but really, I don't want you.
But that's enough from me. Now, you'll hear from the person who I believe is the single thing in the world
뭐야,
my
엄마
wife is most proud of.
돌아가셨어?
Her magnum opus.
병 걸렸다 하더만 돌아가셨어?
Go on, B. Say something. What's wrong? Why aren't you talking?
Hey, honey. Guess who's calling? Again. Look, you know I talk to big, important people. People who could change your life every day.
중개장에서 그림 그리라는 전화 왔어.
Supposed to say, what do you want me to say? That I haven't heard from my star client in 6 months?
6개월 동안 엄마 돌아가셔가지고
You've got to get it together.
6개월 동안 슬럼프에 빠져있구나.
Hey, Benny. Guess who's calling?
또 전화했어?
Here's the call. We're finished. We're done so kaput. It's over. Would you shut the hell up, Tabitha? I'm trying to fire a client in here. Who? Some washed up, stick up his ass, too good to sell prick. Probably isn't even listening to this message, but you know, Mama's got to put her rage somewhere. Oh, shoot it. Am I still on? Well, Benny, love you lots. Mwah.
Hey, B. Just calling to tell you,
아빠 전화야.
I think I'm selling the house. She's everywhere here, son. I can't move without bumping into her. And then I
더
just
이상
find
그리지
myself
못하고
breaking down again.
던져버렸어요, 캔버스를.
I hope you understand. Look. It's unbelievable, Benny. It's like she's standing in the room with us. Like I can see her in the paint.
그녀가 있어요, 없지? 어머니 어린 시절을 그려놨는데 그녀가 있습니다. 영감을 받았다.
Is that really you? It's
엘리의
Chloe.
상대적으로 알려지지
Your neighbor.
않았지만 그리는 이 작품을
My
탄생시켜
God, I
어머니
can't
작품 널리
believe
알렸다.
this. It's been
엘리는
years.
현재 장대식의
I just
작곡가에서 한
walked
명을
through the
평가되고
entire show. It's unbelievable. I'd love to walk through it again with you. I mean, if you were down for that. I just can't believe that my entire childhood I was living next to a bona fide genius. I'd really love to catch up. I can't believe everything
아빠랑.
that's happened to you. I want to hear all about it.
처음 나왔던 늑대 소리 됐습니다.
I cannot believe my luck. Woo-hoo-hoo! You finally hit the jackpot, Flapjack. Oh, the nobody nothings dying every day. You finally sink your hook into a... Oh, well, there you are.
탑 아래까지 왔어요.
Internationally renowned painter? The gatekeeper's gonna eat you up. speaking of that, why don't we give your story a test run? Maybe you help me out with the word choice, since, you know, I'm still working on that. See if I'm getting all the strokes right, the proper composition, if you catch my drift. Forget about it. All right, here we go. Gatekeeper! Before you stands the soul of a great man. Now, would you describe yourself as a happy kid or a lonely one? His childhood was a happy one, growing up in a loving home raised by loving parents in a quaint village by the sea. And, what'd you say your mom was? A composer or an accountant? His mother was a composer who, with the need to support her family, took a job as an accountant. How would you describe her as a teacher? More encouraging or demanding? Kind of like your champion or more like a task?
솔직히 이거는 이쪽이다.
Therefore, as his piano teacher, she was over-demanding, forcing him to practice day in and day out, hoping that he might one day achieve that greatness that she never could. And how about that neighbor girl? What was she to you? Was she your best friend or your first love? And be honest.
First love보다는 best friend 느낌이죠.
But on the eve of his big audition, he completely dropped the ball, staying up all night with his best friend and blowing it the next day. Now, from that moment forward, his mother gave up on him. She knew he didn't have what it took to be a truly great musician. But little did she know, she just picked the wrong medium, right? See, when he was 12 years old, he got sick, and he had to stay inside for an entire year. And in that year, he rediscovered a talent he'd forgotten. Painting. Sure, he loved finger painting as a child. Color and shape were the first languages he learned to speak. But for the first time, he saw it in a more serious light. He was accepted into an exclusive art school where he caught the eye of an esteemed professor who launched his work into the national spotlight. Well, be quiet. With expectations on his career mounting, he stalled himself into bankruptcy, which turned out to be a blessing, for it wasn't until he returned home to the house he grew up in that he began work on what would ultimately be considered his masterpiece. I said shut up, you scumballs! You lucky fowls!
또 뒤늦겨?
I get it! I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I'd assumed as much anyway. I should probably tell you, those things, they're not regular gulls. They're liar birds. They're what becomes of souls who try to lie to the gatekeeper. Now, once they try that, they're never allowed near her city again. I get to feeling bad for not defending them right, so they just stay on with me. Living reminders of my oratory shortcomings. Oh, yeah, good thinking. I'll be back to get you once I'm done with this one. Hopefully you won't be seeing him again.
아까 멀리서 봤던 탑으로 들어왔어.
Now don't think that I haven't dealt with people like you. You're ashamed of something. Something so terrible, you're trying to blink right past it. Because if the gatekeeper knew, she'd have to dream up fresh new hells to punish someone as worthless as you. And I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're the rottenest soul that I ever fished out of that black muck.
갑자기요?
And I should have thrown you back and sanitized my paw as soon as I laid
갑자기?
eyes on you. But it's too late for that. We're in this together. And the gatekeeper, she'll see right through your fake lies as if they were glass. So I'm gonna ask you again to start from the very beginning. And this time, I want.
뭔가 방금 되게 성공적인 미래였는데 그게 거짓말이었나 봐.
This. Stay here. What did your mother hear on that phone call?
아까 여기서 별다른 거 없이 넘어가긴 했거든.
I'm getting it. Hello? Yes, of course. This is Elle, his daughter.
엄마의 아버지가
She knew she hadn't yet lived up to her father's expectations. And now, she never could.
여기도 아까 별다른 거 없이 넘어갔거든. 아이고.
The death of those cats must have taught you a terrifying lesson. That simply being alive wasn't enough. So then you went to work to make yourself sensational.
Listen to him, Richard. I'm enlisting him in that competition.
I thought you said competitions took the joy out of playing music.
Not if you win.
Hey, Elle, would you mind taking a quick walk with me down to my office?
Come on, keep blinking.
뭘 찾는 건데 또? 아 여긴가 봐.
Can you please try to speak a little softer?
I mean, what's the point?
What do you mean? What's the point? What does that mean?
What's the point of any of it? If he's never gonna get any better.
Okay. Let's not say that. Okay? We know we don't mean it.
I know I don't. I know.
I mean, what if he heard one of us saying something like that?
I'd never forgive myself.
It's okay. He's asleep.
I see. You got sick. You howled at the moon at the top of your lungs. You were sick for a long time, weren't you? Sicker than healthy kids are supposed to get? Well, no matter how painful it gets, I need you to remember.
Try writing with it. Well, hello, Benny.
말을
It was
못하는
your
건가?
grandfather's, but I used it in college to write lyrics. Exactly. It was very artsy. Actually, I was just good at fooling your dad. Made him think I was some kind of genius. Why don't you write the story of your life so far? And then what you're going to do once you get better.
내가 쓴 소설 같은 거구나.
Man, this is wild. You really got into this, didn't you? Oh, here I am. But on the eve of his big audition, he completely dropped the ball, staying up all night with his best friend and blowing it the next day. Best friend? Okay, Benny.
You are going to be in there for about 30 minutes, so try to get comfortable.
30분? 검사 받나? 병원에서? 많이 아팠었나 보네.
You're gonna be so annoyed with me, but I couldn't help but overhear Chloe reading aloud from what I think was your story the other night. I know. I promised myself I wouldn't eavesdrop, but I would really love to read it if you'd let me. What do you say? You know I'm such a big fan of anything you do. I can't.
Just go in there and tell him you loved it.
Not right now.
Okay, don't worry. Just go to bed. I'll talk to you. Hey, B. Just want you to know that Mom loved your story. She's just, you know, I think it was just very emotional for her to read. I thought it was.
아들이랑 거리두기 하시나요 혹시? 저 너무 멀리서 쓰시는데.
His childhood was a happy one. Growing up in a loving home, raised by loving parents in a quaint village by the sea. I'm certainly glad you feel that way. But what I want to know is, where'd you learn to write so well? All those cool words. Reads like Dickens.
벤자민 브린은 패배자였다. 그는 최악의 불인이었다. 그는 자신의 병과 싸우려 하지도 않았다. 그는 그냥 누워서 죽었다. 그냥 아프다 죽었나봐.
So if he's ever in pain, all he needs to do is press that red button and the drug will administer itself.
Thank you so much. You know, I know my wife would normally want to thank you herself.
No, I understand. It hits mothers the hardest, this sort of thing.
Thank you for understanding. It's been a rough one.
저게 아픔을 나타낸 거구나.
Hey, this isn't funny, you know. What? You're too scared to talk to me? Well, just so you know you're faking. Because if you were really sick, like actually sick, you'd have told me already. I happen to actually know about this stuff. So the fact that you are faking just so you don't have to go to school with me.
I remember when you were just 4 years old. Mom was going through a pretty tough time. Not as tough as now, but yeah, her music had been rejected, and she's having trouble adjusting to her quiet little life out here, and I feared that I was losing her. But then you played this on the piano, and just your little hands reaching up for the keys. She just couldn't believe how gifted you were. And once she heard that, well, it was like you brought her right back to me. So, I was wondering if maybe you could do that trick again. Try closing your eyes. See if you can remember.
드라마가 다가와요. 저는 그냥 주인공은 여기 민기를 맡고 피아노 배우고 있어요.
She's listening.
Oh my god, you're an idiot. You do realize this is really nothing special to me. I've seen this all before. I was thinking about what you said in the story the other day and how I reacted to it. I feel kind of bad. I shouldn't have done that. But hey, what are you looking at? Don't look up there. Look at me. I'm talking to you. I want to give you something, but I think I don't want to be in the room when you see what it is.
찾아왔네요. 아프다는 얘기
maybe
들으면.
if you close your eyes, I can give it to you and I'm gonna leave. Close your eyes now, okay?
너는 나의 베프야. 안녕, 클로에. 와, 약이 엄청 늘었다. 이제 이것도 안 통하는 것 같아. 저게 점점 더 커지고 있어. 약도 이제 밥도 못 먹고 엄청 커졌다, 병이.
I can't breathe.
I know.
It's okay. I understand. There's no need to show me anymore.
You know, for a while now, I've wondered if I'm just not a good enough storyteller. If I just don't have grand enough words, can't tell grand enough stories. But grand words and stories, I think they may be overrated. I know just what to tell her. Watch for her now. I've seen the gatekeeper take many forms depending on the soul I bring her.
드디어
But once
문지기를
you see
만나네.
her, you'll know. Believe me. I should go get ready.
저기 나왔다. 고양이의 형태로 나왔네요.
There she is. Wish me luck.
메트로놈이랑 섞인 건가?
Before you sits the soul of a child who died before he could grow old.
That means she's ready to hear your story. She accepts. Close your eyes now and keep them closed. She's gonna let you in.
Why is he smiling?